one of the funniest things that's
Oh, that
ever
was
happened in
great.
my life.
That was
Because
so
I as soon as you said that, I was like, oh God.
I was just a wee lad. What did you
Dude.
expect?
I don't know what I expected. I guess I kind of did expect it. The thing is, I still didn't. I knew it was going to go downhill, but it was truly caught me off guard.
Well, you know what you're getting at the tailgate, right?
Oh yeah.
Retweet, pushed.
Oh, did you guys see the Charlotte County Jail offered Miles Bridges an 11-year max contract?
I did not. That's pretty funny.
Seamus, how about a little yes and today? All right. Don't give me that incredulous look. How about a little yes and?
Sorry.
Where's the ribbit rule? Come on, we're having fun, folks.
Let's run the improv club senior year.
Come on, dude. My co-president.
Oh,
all right,
man.
all right. Let's jump
let's run it.
Let's do it.
Bless the common app. Okay.
That's great.
Get ready for some Philly sports talk. Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, and the Birds.
He's an athlete. Get him the ball. He can make plays.
Just shut up and enjoy the greatness.
There's a lot to unpack here.
It makes you less happy, which is exactly what I want.
Let's do it. 3, 2. Philly!
Hello, everybody. Hello, Philadelphia. Welcome back once again to yet another edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. As always, my name is Ryan Conway, and joining me here is my illustrious co-host and wartime consigliere, Sam Glavin. And, of course, we have our incomparable producer behind the glass, Seamus G, peeking out. What's popping? Love to see it. Boys are on the road. The connection this week is far stronger than I think it's ever been. Like, this might be the most crystal clear, and we've had some good ones while you guys have been on the road.
Yeah.
On your tour of America's ballparks. Of course, the Divine Game.
Yes.
Taking it in across the country. How is that before we get into the Philly sports? What's the deal? Where are you guys right now?
We are in Milwaukee right now, or I guess just right outside of it. I mean, actually, I think we are in Milwaukee because we're at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds right now, and they have an RV park. And funny story, we actually had to unplug somebody's electric because they were plugged into our electric. So we just did that. We unplugged theirs Philly style and plugged our own in.
You got to do.
Yeah. You know, we knocked. We knocked first. Nobody was home, so we unplugged it. Sorry about it. We paid for it. Anyways.
That's what happens.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's been a blast so far. I mean, we're coming off the All-Star break. We took an All-Star break ourselves. We haven't been really doing anything. We got the van repaired, sort of. And then we just drove. We drove from Las Vegas all the way to Milwaukee in 3 days, which is pretty cool.
Las Vegas, the city of lights.
Yes,
of
yes.
course.
And Seamus G was able to put down a bet on the Eagles winning the NFC East, which is pretty cool.
It's happening. Yeah, that's
I didn't place any bets. I was too scared.
That's what I call free money. That's what we call.
Yes.
That's what we call that.
They were the second favorite.
Who's the favorite?
The Cowboys.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
we can get to that in a little bit, but first,
yes,
of course,
we will. For sure.
Sam, we're still talking baseball. Namely, obviously, the Phillies haven't been playing, which has been a little nice, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Just take a breather, let Bryce Harper get back on his horse, and watch Kyle Schwarber completely embarrass himself against a geriatric old man, albeit a legendary one, in Albert Pujols. That was probably the most pathetic home run derby performance I've ever seen out of anybody.
He threw it for sure. I mean, there's no way that he was
good.
Yeah,
which I think is good swing wise because we discussed last week, and it's a topic of discussion every year. The home run derby curse. You change your swing for one night, it changes the outlook on the rest of your season. So maybe that was a smart move from Schwarber, and we're gonna find out and see.
I watched it while Shane was just driving. We were driving through some desert. I don't even remember, somewhere on the West Coast. And then I was watching, and I didn't see a dramatic change at all in Kyle Schwarber's swing. And I was like, you know what, that's good. I mean, he's got a home run swing already, so I guess he didn't feel the need to change it. But the fact that he didn't change it is just as well. Like that's perfectly fine. He didn't win. He got Albert Pujols to the second round, whether he threw it or not. I was happy to see it. It's totally fine. They did screw up the count though, didn't they?
There were a couple of those.
Yeah, I noticed it like on the on when I was watching it, and I was like, I'm just bugging out. Like of course they would know better than me. And then I look at Twitter and I was like, oh shit, like they fucked up. Like they totally screwed it up. I don't know why. Like how does ESPN screw something up like that? It's far from grace,
with relative ease. ESPN has been doing this really especially the past couple years, dude. Their quality of their broadcast has really gone into the shitter. Like I was watching NHL playoffs, audio delay at the start of the home run derby. There's an interview with I mean, I don't know all the baseball people, but
yeah,
I don't know all the baseball media that is, but it was like Albert Pujols and somebody else, and it looked like it was dubbed over because the delay was so bad, and I was just like, what is happening? And then you've got the commentator not even able to keep track of where the ball is, which is, T-Mac has a little sprinkle of that. But this is really this was really aggressive from this guy, which made it a worse product. But in the end, it's the home run derby. It was great.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. It was a good one for sure. Yeah. I was glad to see the young kid Julio Rodriguez go as far as he did. So he's good for the game. Good for the game.
He's gonna get what, $200 million? Immediately.
Oh yeah, he will for sure.
How crazy is that? Grand prize is $1 million and he makes $700K, and Juan Soto is like, is that who won?
Yeah, Juan Soto won.
I kind of tuned out when I realized Julio just wasn't cutting it. I was just like, well, my night's over. I'm watching Point Break. Great Keanu Reeves movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend.
I have not seen it. Yeah,
goes undercover with surfers to find a bank robber. It's incredible. It is so great, but that's besides the point. Okay. I kind of watched the All-Star game. It was fine. We don't really.
I didn't watch an inning of the All-Star game actually.
The only thing I liked about it was Alek Manoah was on the mound and damn near struck out the side while doing like a live interview.
Yes, that's cool. I saw that on Twitter, and I saw the catcher was like calling pitches through the mic to the pitcher too. I thought that was kind of cool to watch too.
That was one of the commentators too. It was great.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Yeah, throw this." And he's like, "Yeah, that."
All right, gotcha.
That was so funny, but it was a nice little baseball palate cleanser, as it always is.
Mm-hmm.
Midway through the season, it's been a long season, and it's gonna get even longer. Like the title says, there's a lot of Phillies baseball left. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Phillies look like when the season gets back underway. What's the deal with Bryce Harper? What's the situation with the pitching? Gene Segura, how does he figure in? How do all these guys, in a very good lineup, how do they look post injuries and with what we know now about this team? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I fully agree. But at the same time, I don't want anybody. This is going to sound stupid, but I don't want anybody to rush back. But I want them to be back as quickly as possible. Obviously, we have a wild card spot to obtain and to keep. I think we're still in that wild card spot. I'm not really sure, but we need to keep that spot. Hopefully, gain some ground on the Braves. And hey, dude, you never know. The Mets folded in 2007. Seamus and I are listening to it right now. We're listening to Living on the Black, I think. Yeah, Living on the Black by John Feinstein, who's a very well-known sports writer. And it's about Tom Glavine and Mike Mussina and like their journey through baseball. And now it's at the end of the book and towards the end of Tom Glavine's career. And it's the 2007 fold of the Mets where the Phillies won the division on the last day, which is pretty cool. So, hey, you never know. Like and the quote that has been going through going throughout the book is there's a lot of baseball left to be played. And that's why this is the title of the episode, because we've been listening to that book and there's a lot of baseball left to be played. it's been it was a tough first half, but they got it together towards the end of the first half, and we'll see what happens. There's a bunch of series against the Mets and the Braves, and obviously the Nationals and the Marlins don't really matter, but you want to win those series for sure. And it doesn't look like a terribly hard schedule, to be honest. I mean, it looks good. I mean, as soon as we get Bryce Harper and hopefully Gene Segura back, the young guys are pitching or playing really, really well. They should go on a run and make the playoffs. They should.
They absolutely should. They absolutely should. There's no reason why they shouldn't. Do you know when the trade deadline is?
I do not, off the top of my head. I know it's pretty shortly after the All-Star break, but they need to make some moves, no doubt about that. They need to add a couple of arms for the bullpen, and I think the MLB trade deadline is August 2nd. Yep, we just found that at the same time. That was kind of cute.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah, well, actually, 2nd. I found it really way before you, but I was waiting for you to finish your point. And
gotcha. I was just vamping until I found it. So,
dude, you love a good vamp. That's what I call good radio. Every once in a while, you just got to fill it. You just got to fill that time while you're searching for that little nugget of information. I do hate when I search trade deadline, Major League Baseball. It goes all the trade deadline possibilities and not just fucking tell me the answer, Google.
Give me the
Stop
date.
trying to guess what I want. I told you what I want. Okay, I told you. I want to know what the trade deadline is.
Yeah, for sure. So who would you want to see? I mean, I don't know if you have a guy off the top of your head. I have one guy that would possibly help. But if you have anybody, I'd be interested to hear what you
I mean, by all means, Sam, you are the
sure. I think we need to fill the center field gap. And I think Ian Happ would be really, really nice to have. He's an okay player. I mean, he'll be relatively cheap. I mean, let me look at his. I'm gonna pull up his stats here real quick. I know he plays for the Cubs. Yeah, he's playing for the Cubs, and he's from Pittsburgh, which is pretty dope. So he'll be coming back to the state, hopefully. I don't think we'd have to give up too much. Let me pull up his. I need Baseball Reference. I don't know where that is, but yeah, Ian Happ is. It would be a really good spot. I mean, Matt Vierling and Odubel Herrera. Vierling's been doing fine. I mean, I think he's okay. Moniak is unreliable as all hell, and so is Odubel Herrera for that matter. But Ian Happ would be a good. So here's his 2022 stats right here. He's got a 2.8 WAR, which I love, and he's hitting. What's he hitting right now? His on base percentage is 364, and 274 batting average. So.
That's baseball, baby.
Not bad. It's not bad. I mean, he's been consistent for a very long time. I mean, he's been around the 250, 260 range, and now he's kind of just bumped up a little bit. He's only been in the league 6 years. So, and he's been with the Cubs for all 6,
and he's been with John Boy Media for like 3 of them. So I mean,
yeah. So you know what?
He's wheeling and dealing.
He'll be relatively cheap. I mean, now that he's on the up, he'll be a little more expensive than he was if we were to get him last year. But I think we can give up, a couple bullpen arms, maybe some cashola, maybe some picks. I don't know how many picks the Phillies have left, but
I'm completely
with that the draft also happened, which is wild. You see?
They drafted another Vegas kid.
Yeah, they drafted Crawford's kid, which. Everything I've seen, he looks awesome. I mean, he's got speed. I mean, you can't teach speed. He's got speed out the ass.
So he was a top athlete in the draft. I remember seeing that.
Yes, he was the top athlete. So you know what?
The top athlete.
Yes.
We need athletes because we lost Roman Quinn, right? Now we just got to teach him how to bat. Now we just got to teach him how to hit grounders.
Yes, just hit the ball on the ground. And you know what? He looks skinny. He looks skinnier than I am. And you know what? Develop him and hopefully get him up here in like 5 years. That would be great. And then be the everyday center fielder.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's insane. Like, I got excited and then you're like, get him up here in 5 years.
Oh yeah, that's how baseball works, man.
I'm like, bro, Jesus Christ, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's too long. Get better. Get better fast.
Kids. They're drafting 18-year-old kids, man. Like,
I don't know, man. Cade Cunningham can hoop.
Yeah.
He cannot rap though. He dropped his rap song today.
Was it bad?
Yeah, it's all the time we need to spend.
Are you better than him?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, judging off of our last intro song, I mean, it's pretty.
I am curious, like, if you stack me up against like every player in the NBA, like where I would fall on that. Because I mean, there's the classic trope that you know, rappers want to be athletes and athletes want to be rappers. Well, I'm both an athlete and a rapper.
You know what? I don't know if
life can't get better than that. You know,
I don't know if your rap skills would be in the top 50%, but I know that your free throws would be in the top 50% in the NBA. So that's for sure.
I don't think that'd be that difficult, and that's disappointing. That shows the way the game is headed, Sam. It's problematic.
You're so right. You're so right. But we're not on the NBA yet. We're talking baseball. So yeah, I was talking about Ian Happ. I would love to add in, just a couple of middle of the road bullpen arms just to give some depth. I mean, because we keep going to the same two guys when we need a win. So that would be nice to have a longer reliever. I don't really have a guy off the top of my head. There's just always so many that you can choose from that you can take from a team that's shopping and or a team that's selling rather. So yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully Dombrowski makes some moves. Last year was okay. Gibson's been great for a year. I mean, the best Gibson was ever going to be for us this year. Like this is the ceiling for Gibson, which is exactly what you want out of him.
Fine.
So, yeah, he's been fine. He's actually pitching tomorrow, which is
just run with it.
I mean, why not? I mean, Ian Kennedy obviously didn't work out, but
yeah, that's okay. I was disappointed the Phillies weren't playing today.
Yeah.
I checked my phone. Like I was walking out of work, walking my car. I was like, "Oh, I might get in time to catch the Phillies." And I'm like,
"I know
there's no Phillies to catch." So I just got home and I was like, "Fuck, I have nothing." Well, I have plenty of stuff to do, like clean and stuff, but that doesn't count. That's stuff
not
to
fun.
do.
No.
That's not. That's not it. So I want to run this lineup by you.
Okay.
All right. Or at least the top half and change. So we got to open up with, of course, Kyle Schwarber, keep him where he is.
Sure.
In due time, this is what I want. This is the ideal Phillies lineup, and I'm sure this is not earth shattering. Schwarber, Segura, Harper in third, Hoskins cleanup, Casty, Real Muto. That's what I'm looking at.
I'm loving
That's what I'm looking at there, and then let the chips fall where they may beneath that, depending on how things go. Does that sound like a realistic thing?
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And it depends. And you know what? And then you can throw in, it depends on, I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet, but the Phillies could just go absolutely massive and maybe just go and trade for Trey Turner. Like, because we don't really have a shortstop. I mean, Didi's fine, but like he's getting a little long in the tooth, So
yeah, he's not.
I would
Trey
love
Turner.
to have. No, he's not Trey Turner. That's for sure.
We're not trading for. You're crazy. You're crazy town, dude. You're crazy town.
I don't know.
You're nuts.
I got a weird feeling that I haven't seen too much. It would take a lot. I haven't seen too much like just MLB trade deadline rumors surrounding the Phillies, which concerns me, but also at the same time, like Dombrowski's a sneaky snake. So I don't know. I don't know what he's got planned. I don't know. And I can't believe we haven't talked about Juan Soto in the trade yet. Did you see
he's coming?
You know what, Seamus G, I'm changing my doghouse and we can get there. I'll just type it in the private chat. But you know what? It's the people that are talking about Juan Soto to the Phillies. I mean, we would have to give up an arm and a leg and then some to get that guy. Like I just don't. I don't see how it happens. Obviously, I would love to have Juan Soto, but
so we're like 2005, 2006 Phillies right now. Let's skip 07, 08. Let's go straight to like 2012 when just everyone is hurt and the dynasty is over and we have nothing and we have no resources. Let's just fast forward past all the winning and get Juan Soto.
Sure.
And then do nothing. And then be like the Pittsburgh Pirates, I guess. Except spending 10 million, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to be the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is truly not a sound investment.
No, it's not. And the people that are talking about, trade Bryce Harper straight up for Juan Soto. I mean, first of all, it's not an
What do you
equal
mean
trade.
the people? The one person.
I saw the poll. You know what? Fuck this. We're doing the doghouse now.
Ladies and gentlemen, going right into the doghouse, brought to you by Wide Plank Floor Supply. Visit their website at www.wideplankfloorsupply.com. Get a recommendation for a contractor. Get a quote. Wide Plank Floor Supply. If it's wide, they've got it. Sam, I think I know who you have in your doghouse, but why don't you go ahead and tell me and everybody else?
Yeah, I've got Joe Giglio in the doghouse. He's the evening show guy
relatives.
for WIP 94 WIP, and he is obviously known for his wild takes and whatnot. And he does a really good job of backing his stuff up. And I'm like, whenever I see that, like, I have to turn on the radio to see. So like he does his job well. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad radio show, but this take is just ridiculous. He wants the Phillies to trade Bryce Harper for Juan Soto. And I just couldn't, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, like, this guy's off his rocker. And then I immediately looked at the article so he's a genius, but at the same time, in terms of getting clicks and getting people to listen to his show.
I mean, I would more call you a little piggy.
Oh yeah, I am.
I would call it. It doesn't
am.
take a genius to get a little piggy to the trough. Trust me.
Hey man, I just had to see what, and you know what? I obviously still
that morbid curiosity. It's inescapable.
Yes, I was so curious to see how could you possibly make this claim. And even so, it doesn't make any sense. We would have to give up Bryce Harper plus something to get Soto, because Juan Soto is as good as Bryce. I think Juan Soto is as good as Bryce Harper now, and he's younger. So the Nationals wouldn't be getting a return, much return, if they just got Bryce Harper back. So they would have to. We'd still have to give up.
When's his contract up?
I have no idea. I mean, at the end of the year, I think.
Then what the fuck?
I don't know.
Come on, that greases the wheels.
I mean, he wanted to get. I think they're just trying to avoid arbitration and whatnot. I don't know. The deal, they couldn't settle on one, so they had to. They were just shopping him out.
He turned down a fuckload of money. He does not want to be there. He doesn't. They traded everyone around him.
Yeah, they traded Turner.
We can get him.
Yeah, we
just
could,
have
but
to believe in ourselves.
No, I mean, we could, but we'd give up Abel, Painter.
Trade me to the Washington Nationals.
Oh man,
include me in the package.
Well, you would definitely up their radio down there. I mean, I don't even know if they have sports radio down there.
They do. I've heard it in Ubers every once in a while.
Oh, really? How bad is it?
When I would go down there to visit a friend or two at different times. I mean, it's sports radio.
Yeah, it's sports.
But they're talking about the Washington. At the time, they're talking about the Washington Redskins, and they were talking about shitty sports teams. And I was just like, this is really funny to listen to, because I've heard that kind of radio. I've heard that kind of radio for much of my life, and it's something that we've heard a little less of because we haven't had crazy amounts of winning, but we've had some winning.
Yeah, so the Phillies and the Washington Nationals came out and said that they would require each team's top 4 prospects for Soto, which is astronomical. And it's a fair price, if I'm being fully honest. That is just. But the Phillies, I don't even think the Phillies have 4 good prospects. I mean, I know they have 2 or 3. I don't know if they have a 4th. I'm looking at the list.
They've got a 4th.
So let's see. They've got number 1 is Andrew Painter, and number 2 is Mick Abel. So those are the 2 guys that I said. Oh, then obviously 3 is Logan O'Hoppe. And then 4 is Johan Rojas, who is an outfielder. O'Hoppe's a catcher.
Give them everybody. Give them all 5 of those guys. 6 of them. However many names you said.
I don't know, man.
No, that's ridiculous. This is the first time in forever we've had a batch of prospects, and it's not even a big batch. It's a little personal pizza size batch. No. It's not really.
You know what?
It's not going to feed a fan base.
Maybe they can finagle, and give them
Can you do like a 3-team trade?
Just the two. I don't know if that's a thing.
Is that a thing in baseball? That would be.
I don't think
crazy.
so. I think so. I would be willing to give up one of Abel and Painter. I wouldn't be willing to give up both.
Well, you're giving up both.
I know, but if I'm just saying, like, if Dombrowski can somehow finagle it, I'd be willing to give up. I mean,
Dombrowski, if anything,
Rojas,
he's the one getting finagled.
Yeah, for sure. I mean Jalen Ortiz could be an interesting thing for because he's scheduled to be ready for like 2023. Maybe
We throw Rhys Hoskins in the deal.
Yeah, I was gonna say either Rhys Hoskins or honestly Castellanos, right?
Rhys Hoskins, Nick Castellanos, and Scott Kingery, little sweetener.
You always need a little sweetener. You always need a catcher.
Sweetener.
I'd definitely be willing to give up Ohapi. I mean, I know I don't want to give up a catching prospect. Obviously, I don't want to give up any prospects, but I feel like that would be a really good sweetener because every team needs a good catcher, and Ohapi's been one of the best hitting catchers in the minor leagues right now. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And then there's Hans Kraus.
Get him out of here.
Did you see him pitch in I think it was either last year.
Yeah,
and then I saw him pitch in spring training again, and he was so bad.
He's not good, and he's got like a weird look to him. It's like same thing with Kapler. Like I caught a look, and I was like, okay, let's on to the next one. Yeah. But yeah, Joe Giglio get in the doghouse.
Yeah. On to the next one. Ryan, who do you got in the doghouse? Boy?
Yeah, I've got the one and only Joe Budden in the doghouse for dissing the greatest rapper alive and future Sixers owner Rick Ross to his face. To his face.
You got to tell me the story because I, one, don't know who Joe Budden is, and two, don't know the story.
Joe Budden, you know who Joe Budden is. It's fine.
Do I? Yeah. Let me look him up real quick. Tell me the story, though.
Yeah, so I don't know. They're on like podcast episode or it's an interview, and Joe Budden is sitting there and goes, hey, one of my friends has you ranked 13th on his like best rappers of all time list, and Rick was like, "Do you agree with that?" And he was like, "No, of course not. Of course not." He was like, "You were trying to get me closer to 1, right?" And Joe Budden just goes, no, not at all.
Oh my gosh.
and that just leaves Rick there to be like, damn. And like, this is like, you cannot disrespect Rick Ross like that. I'm not here to fight his battles for him or anything like that, but the greatest rapper alive, never missed on a feature. Friends with James Harden, friends with Joel Embiid. Future 10% shareholder of the Sixers. Probably not. But even so, Joe Budden, he's a dork. He's a dork, and he's going to the doghouse. And
yeah, I looked him up, and I still don't really know who he is. I think he maybe looks familiar, but I don't know. I don't know any of his stuff. But I'm not into the rap scene as much as I was in my youth. Anyways, but you know what? I think Rick Ross would be a phenomenal owner.
I think he would.
Yeah,
I think he would. Ricky Rose.
I don't know if I could call him. I don't know if I could call him the greatest rapper of all time.
He's the greatest rapper. Number 1.
Okay. Number 1.
Listen to Devil in a New Dress. His feature on Devil in a New Dress is incredible.
I will. I'm sure James will tell me.
Yeah. If you diss Rick Ross, you're going straight in the doghouse. This is true. This is an interminable law. This is completely fungible. And that's going to do it for the doghouse, brought to you by Wide Plank Floor Supply. Visit their website at www.wideplankfloorsupply.com. You can see it down at the bottom of the screen if you're watching us like a creep. Carpets are just one large community sock. If it's wide, they've got it. These are all slogans. These are all official slogans that they gave us. We didn't come up with them. They gave them to us. Go check out their showroom in King of Prussia. Just rock up there. They're going to get you hooked up. You're going to have some wide-ass planks in your house. Sam Glavin. Before we get to the birds, because we are nearing training camp, Madden ratings are coming out, all that. I just want to hit on 2 quick pieces of Sixers news with you. Number 1, James Harden taking a $33 million a year deal. There it is. $33 million when he was initially going to be due $47 million. Look, a pay cut's a pay cut, right? I mean, if you just take a look at that in pure percentages, that's a pay cut. And he's fully entitled to that $47 million. I mean, this guy has never been an unrestricted free agent in his life. I don't think he's ever been a free agent. He's been traded and signed extensions and has always been – he's been more or less a pretty loyal guy until you count kind of the end there in Houston and whatever happened up there in Brooklyn. But it was clear he was not the problem there. But he took less money. That leaves us all like $4 million and change below the salary apron, which lets us do a lot of stuff. We're not. It's proposed. We are not done dealing yet. We're going to get more bench bodies. It's going to be fantastic. I have no doubt. We've already got PJ Tucker, who is PJ Tucker. We've talked about him at length on this podcast in both positive and negative light. And Dan Wellhouse Jr., who you may not remember his name, but you will remember that he was hooking up with one of the COVID test administrators in the bubble.
Yes.
Kicked out during that playoff series, which is probably one of the funniest stories in recent NBA history, at least.
Yeah.
So things are looking up for the Sixers in that regard. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right. You know what, Ryan? Originally, I was going to put Daryl Morey in the doghouse, and then I made a quick change.
You're on drugs.
So I didn't – for one, I realized I did the math wrong, and that is a pretty large pay cut.
You did the math wrong?
Yes, and I thought that the original plan was that he was going to make some signings and then give whatever was left over to James Harden. So I guess he kind of just took that money out and was like, this is what I need to get those people that I want to sign, possibly, and then gave the rest to James Harden. Is that like a thing?
Yeah, pretty much. It was just kind of more like, let me get these moves done. Because, I mean, he's got to get that contract signed by a certain date just to get that set in stone. And once they kind of worked it out, and I'm sure it was just like, all right, I'm only going to need a few million more to make whatever happens happen. And what's nice is if we send out any amount of salary in a trade, we can take on 125% of that total salary, which is nice because that gives us a little more cap flexibility. Obviously, I'm not a cap wizard. I never have been. People that are kind of freak me out a little bit.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie.
You just heard me. I did the math wrong on a salary cut or so.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's not great. It's not great, this whole math situation. But, you know what? Speaking of math, someone who needs to do the math is Matisse Thybulle because he's clearly asking for too much money.
Really?
If they haven't
How much
signed
is he
an
asking
extension
for?
yet. I don't know, but it's probably too much.
Oh, boy.
Because there's been zero traction on an extension with Matisse Thybulle, which is pretty much one of the least surprising pieces of news out of the Sixers all season.
You think? I would expect that. I don't know. I guess I just assume that he knew his role and that he's always known his role and that he would just take whatever money they gave him to just stay in the league. But I guess not.
Because I mean, two all defensive teams. You see, this is the issue. It's the same Ben Simmons issue, and I think the Sixers are much less willing to deal with it for a marginal talent, who's not making that much money and who wasn't a number one overall pick. I think they have less tolerance for that. And I don't know if I'm sure the vaccine status has nothing to do with it, but his general vibes seem a little more condescending now. So,
yeah, you've been saying it for forever. He's not the cute little boy that everybody.
He never was. He was 23 when he got in the fucking league, and people talked about him like he was a 12-year-old boy. It was the weirdest thing.
It was weird.
It was the weird. Now it's okay if like old women do it. Like if my grandmother likes Matisse Thybulle, she's like, "Oh, he's so cute." I'm like, "That's different. You can do that." But if you're like a girl who's probably his age or younger, going, we must protect him at all costs. Like you need to get fucking help. You need to talk to somebody, not on Twitter. Dear God in heaven.
And delete Twitter. And delete Twitter while you're at it because it's not good for you.
And Sam, one last piece of Sixers news before we get into the Birds, and I do want to get your opinion on this as someone who does not live in the city proper.
Mm-hmm.
The 76ers are proposing a move to Center City,
Yeah,
right by Chinatown and the Fashion District, whatever the fuck that's called, by Jefferson Station is more just what I would rather they say. 76th place, work on the name.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
We'll work on that. They got bad names in the 76ers. They need to get me on board their naming team.
Yes.
76th place. But that's not what I'm asking about. More, I mean, it was a big topic of conversation today on Twitter, I'm sure on sports radio, and we've talked about it, like when Natalie Eganoff said about like, oh, if you're not from Philly and you root for Philly teams, like it's weird or something like that.
Oh yeah, the radius.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, give me the radius. And now a lot of people who are fans who don't live in the city or don't live near the city are not happy about this idea. They like the idea of driving to the game. And now they're like, no one's going to be able to park anywhere. Now, also, I feel like they think Center City is like Fallout, like post-apocalyptic. They're like, I don't want to get on a bus with a bunch of criminals. I'm like, I think you might be just racist. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Center City is like beautiful.
I mean, look, it's kind of fucking gross, and there's a lot of homeless people. And when you're on the subway, you're alone on a platform, and there's just like an angry homeless man screaming into the abyss. That is a little spooky, but you're gonna get that in any. You're gonna get that anyway.
Yeah, you get that in any city, which is, I guess, why I never really paid any mind to it. But like, Center City is one of the nicer places in Philly. Like, it's not like it's
the fucking Fashion District. They're like, it's by Chinatown. Like it's a bustling commercial area. Like, and they're like, I'm gonna have to get on a bus and get stabbed. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah. No, you're fucking not. It's ridiculous. It's disappointing. But at the same time, I was literally just talking to one of my friends about how I like that the sports complex is all together. Like, I think that's cool. It is a cool concept. And we've got like some pretty neat stadiums going, and they're all right there. It's a very cool image. Like, I drive by there on the way to work now, and it's like striking. I mean, it's three massive, beautiful stadiums just lined up. Cool. It's fucking very cool. But at the same time, Sixers Stadium in Center City, it sounds fucking awesome. It
sounds cool. Yeah. I don't know.
They got 9 years to figure it out.
I have no problem taking public trans into the city, which is what I would do, because I would not want to do driving into Center City for a game. Not fun. Driving to South Philly for a game, definitely not fun. Not fun. As bad, but not as bad, Center City would be a nightmare. But I'm fine with it. I guess the Flyers would just stay at the Wells Fargo Center. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Huh. That's crazy. But I did like having all four teams in one area.
It is really cool. That. It is like, no, I don't think any other city has that, or maybe they do.
I've been to a lot of them, and they don't have. They don't really have that.
Now, and I was always like, not weirded out, but I would like go. I was in Boston. I just saw Fenway was just like in the city. I was like, well, this is dumb. You can't tailgate anywhere. And I guess for Sixers games, the tailgates aren't as prevalent.
You're not tailgating a basketball game. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I mean, like, I'll show up and I'll drink in the parking lot, but I wouldn't really classify that as tailgate.
No.
Yeah, it's a vastly different thing. But I see so many people on Twitter saying, I really don't think the Philadelphia 76ers care about the fans that don't live in Philadelphia. And I'm like, well, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's weird.
Look, like, I hate to be like, I don't want to be a dick. Like, everyone's fandom is valid, but like, I'm not really like, I don't see why they should be concerned. Like, if you're a fan that lives in fucking Virginia or you live anywhere that's not, and you want to drive, okay, just go drive to a train station and park. I don't know, spend the night and get a parking spot. Like, what's the real issue? Like, you can figure it out. Just drive to the trains. You drive to a regional rail station, then take the train from there.
Yeah, that's
gonna be
easy.
fast.
And then there's one in Center City. Like, there's a train station. There's
dude. The Center City is a hub of train stations from New Jersey, from north of this, just from fucking everywhere. It's literally a hub with spokes coming out.
Yes.
It's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
For all the fans. I mean, hey, I grew up western suburbs of Philadelphia. I take the train in, and then I got to get on the Broad Street line and go down, which I don't mind doing. I love public transit, which is part of why I love this move. Partially
That's
also
cool.
because then it's going to force SEPTA to figure it out, to bear down, find the grit, and figure it out.
Yes.
Okay? Because we need
You're speaking my language right now, right?
Yes. Because I'm sick. I'm fucking sick of it. We got to get some dank ass public transportation in this city, and it's all gonna be great. It's gonna be a utopia when the Sixers force SEPTA's hand, because then otherwise the city is literally gonna fall apart. Yeah. Because that's why Madison Square Garden works. That's why Fenway works, because their transit systems are. I mean, New York subway is it's the New York subway, and the T's not half bad either.
No.
SEPTA, we got one fucking line that goes to our stadium. We have the one line.
Yeah. I think this is the only thing that I would ever say about DC. So I think they should take a page out of DC's book, Metro. I love the Metro.
Their Metro bangs.
Love the Metro. And I'm also a sucker for public trans whenever we can. Like it's been huge. Like when we can, we park this thing somewhere. We park the van somewhere. We go to a train station, or like we park it at the train station, and we take the train in, because it just saves you. One, it saves you money, because parking is astronomical. I can't imagine what the Sixers are going to charge for parking in Center City. I can't imagine.
I think it'll be like there's 23 parking garages within a mile radius, which is nuts. Yeah. And those are, I mean, they're definitely going to have game day surge pricing.
Yes,
which I think is good. Force people to take public transportation. Make it so then driving sucks.
Yes, I agree.
That's all. That's what the whole thing needs to be.
I am all in.
Take the mocks. The mocks look cool. Let's fucking do it. Let's do it to it. Right. Let's make it happen. We got 9 years. I'll be 33. That's good.
That's awesome.
That's good. I can take my virtual girlfriend to the game. Everyone will have. That'll be good. That'll be great. Man. Wow.
I love how you went to virtual girlfriend rather than I'll take my kids there. You know, like
come on, let's be real. Come on.
No.
One, not as funny. Two, not true. Partially why it's not as funny.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that's gonna suck is building it. Like that is gonna just throw a wrench right in the center
fuck
city.
It, dude. There's so much construction all over this goddamn city. What's one more thing?
Yeah.
What's one more thing?
One more massive thing though. Like it's
one more massive. Yeah, dude. I mean, my fucking block, my old block in Roxborough had 7 houses go up.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I remember that. That made parking my minivan a nightmare.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
Yeah,
it was crazy, man. That was crazy. But yeah, it's gonna do it on the 76th place. Yeah.
We got to work on that. We need to work on that. We'll figure something out.
We'll brainstorm.
We'll come up with something for next episode or the episode after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now's the time, Sam. The age-old tradition. One of the many hallmark segments of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. There is, of course, the game by game down the schedule. Whenever it drops in like May.
Yeah.
Like immediately. Before we have any idea what the team actually really looks like. And then there is the Madden ratings. This is a big one. Madden is being a little bitch this year and staggering the releases. So we don't know what Jalen Hurts' rating is yet, but we just can't wait. We're going to guess. We're going to try and see where they put him. Because they've saved quarterbacks, and I believe you said it was the 99 club.
Yeah, quarterbacks in the 99 club or not out of it.
So Jalen Hurts will be a 99 overall. That's excellent.
Yeah, I think that correlates, right? Like that's the thing. Yeah.
And let's go ahead and get these Madden ratings jumping.
Yes,
let's get them going.
I'm
let's
on
get them pulled up.
I'm on
Let's
the thing.
do
Do
it.
you want to pull it up on the screen here, or do we want to just? I have
Yeah. Let's pull it
Right.
up on the screen because I do not have it in front
Do
of
you
me.
need help?
it. Yeah, I do need help. That would be great. Seamus G is pulling the strings right now. He's
Producing.
doing his thing.
He's producing his ass off right now
Yeah, he's doing a great job. I mean,
in
that's,
uncertain times.
we are just we're just figuring this out,
The space almost
Well,
entirely
okay, so we're not
non-conducive.
going to be able to do it on my computer because I would have to quit StreamYard in order to give it access.
Wait,
So,
what the fuck?
yeah, so
Maybe
that's
text that to me.
let me do we have it in the Wolves chat. That's
Oh,
wait,
in the
hang on.
Wolves chat.
Oh wait, I think I'm sharing it now.
Oh,
There it is. And I just did it, and then let me get rid of the wait, let's do
you got it.
bring. You do it, Seamus. This is producing at its finest right here, man. This is great. All right, so now we're good to go. We got it up, and we are looking at page 4 of the Madden ratings for the Philadelphia
4?
Eagles. Yeah, I looked at page 5 and 6, and there's literally nobody that I knew. So we're gonna start on page 4.
Perfect. All right, and we can even scroll up a little more.
We can scroll up somewhere. You don't care about Jason Huntley?
Not even remotely.
All right, let's start with JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
99 overall, right?
Yes, almost 66.
I
You
think
just flip
that's
him
fair.
Around.
I do love
just
him
flip
listed
him
as a tight end now. That's good.
Oh my god, I didn't even see that. He's listed as a tight end. That's
Well,
hilarious.
let's just take a look at these
that's
stats
good.
here. 90 acceleration, 89 speed. That's bullshit.
Yes, that is.
48
how
awareness
inflated.
might be the funniest shit I've seen in my entire life.
Awareness 48. Yeah, that tracks. That's
Mhm.
honestly generous.
We've got Texas Tech second-year player Zach McPherson. Or is it third? Second year.
I think it's second. I think we drafted him last
68.
year.
Fine.
Yeah.
John Hightower.
Yeah, it's fine. I think that's a little low, but that's okay, I guess.
92 speed. I feel like there's getting everybody 90 speed. I don't understand this game.
I think you just have to have 90 speed or 89 speed to be in the NFL. So
that is the problem, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just
everybody in the NFL is fast. Everybody's fast in terms of like the average person. They're all fast.
Is that Dean Kane? No, Dion Kane.
Old John Mulaney skit there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There it is.
Is that Dean Kane? Dion Kane. I have no idea who that is.
68, 57 strength. Hit the weight room, champ. Josiah Scott. Cornerback, 69. Nice. Davion Taylor, 69. Nice. Looking forward to see if he can actually contribute for the Birds this year.
Yeah.
And we'll take it down.
This is
Milton
page 3.
Williams, criminally underrated at 70.
I agree. I thought I think he's gonna be good. Or
he's gonna feast this year. He is going to feast. The Eagles' defensive line is going to be great. He's going to be a very important part of it. Nakobe Dean, 71.
Right off the bat. I mean, that's great for a 3rd round draft pick. I mean, he shouldn't have been a 3rd round draft pick, but 71 overall, that's fine. I think that's a good rating.
89 speed feels low.
Feels slow, yeah.
Maybe a 90. Maybe 90, 91.
I agree. I'm with you.
I mean, that national championship game, man, he's flying around like, come on, man.
Yeah, I like
Kayvon Masterlock Wallace.
Yes, Seamus's boy.
His Seamus's pride and joy. His bouncing baby boy, Kayvon Wallace.
Yes.
88 speed. 71. That's fine. Greg Ward, 71. Sam, I want to know what you think about this.
I think it's low. I really do. I think it's low. But I also don't know like the ratio of like good players to. So I have to see a higher ratings before I can judge.
This is bad.
Greg Ward. I think it's low.
This is low.
I would like
now,
to see
league wide.
League wide. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like ratio wise, it's probably okay. But I like him. I mean, he's going to be a veteran. He's one of the vets in the room right now for the Birds, Christ. Which is crazy. Along with now AJ Brown, which is nice.
Top 5 NFL wide receiver, AJ Brown.
Yes, that guy.
But Greg Ward, rating, though, we'll get to that.
Yes, we will. We will see that. But that's a little low for me. I think. Let me see what it's got. Strength, 50. Yeah, that makes sense. Awareness. I want to see what his awareness is. 73. I feel like he's a smart player. I don't know. He's
He's a
always,
heady guy. He's a
Yeah,
quarterback.
he was quarterback. So I don't know. Feels low.
Mm.
Marcus Epps. How we feel about that?
He's a beast. This is a low rating, but
Yeah.
he'll prove himself, and he's gonna get that shit boosted. That guy lays the wood like nobody I've ever seen.
Yes.
I mean that in the straightest way
Yeah.
imaginable.
Jimmy
No
Moore,
really way to put that.
I don't know who Jimmy Moreland is, Ryan, to be honest.
No idea, doesn't matter. Kenneth
Okay.
Gainwell. Halfback. Prove me wrong, Jimmy. Prove me wrong. And I'll buy if he has like 6 interceptions this year, I'll buy his jersey. Kenneth Gainwell, 74. Very fair.
I think that's fair. Yeah. If he
Yeah.
didn't get hurt last year, I think he would have been higher because he had a really, really good first couple of games.
Sure.
I really loved him as like that utility role. Yeah, that's fine. I think he'll be better this year and he'll bump that rating up a little bit. Now let's go to these. Let's take a look at these here because these are interesting. These top 3 here on page 3.
Too high, too high, too low from bottom up there.
Really? I think Boston Scott's fine where he's at.
No, Boston Scott's 70. Boston Scott's 95.
95?
Easily.
Okay.
No, but I guess this is how the league sees Boston Scott, but he's really he's in the 80s for me.
Okay.
Low 80s maybe. He's a good player. He's a really good player, and I think
Derek Barnett's awareness is too high.
81 awareness?
Yeah, he's got 81 awareness, which is
I think
way
they
too
do
damn
these
high.
just to piss us off.
Yes, they do.
They go, wouldn't this be funny
Yes.
if we gave one of the dumbest players in the league by a needless penalty? If you use needless penalties as a metric for being dumb, which I do,
Yes.
which I think goes hand in hand with unaware. Yeah,
fair.
he should be down in the 40s for awareness.
What do you think CTH means?
Catching.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. 49. That's okay.
Right?
Yeah. But you know what? I think the Boston Scott thing's good. Derek Barnett's too high, and Jalen Reagor's too high. Jalen Reagor should not have an 80 catching rating.
That's rude to people that know how to catch.
Yes, it is. And awareness 69, that's probably okay. That's a fair rating.
We'll work through it.
93 speed, that's probably fair too. But whatever. Let's go to page 2. And we're going to start all the way at the bottom. Quez Watkins. What do we think, Ryan? He's a 76 overall.
That's about right. 98 speed is really all that matters.
Yes, I agree. He's
still on his way.
How about your boy Jake Elliott at 76?
Honestly, he was really good last year. So
he was good last year.
I'm just really disappointed I can't slander him. That was probably his best season as an Eagles kicker. So yeah, 76. I mean, probably all kickers are probably around there unless they're like nuts, legendary kickers. So
yeah, it's probably okay. Zach Pascal.
Yeah,
that's the guy we got from the Colts, right?
Yeah, he's a 70. He's a solid 78.
Now, Jordan Davis, first round pick for the Philadelphia Eagles, is 78. I think that's fine to start out.
Right? I think that's more than. Top 15 pick in the draft. I mean, that's my boy. I wanted him. We got him. I still can't get over the fact we got both our guys.
That's so cool.
It finally happened because we're always arguing about 2 guys in the first round, and obviously those guys normally both get drafted in the first round. But
they should have. I don't know why.
He fucking should have. So dumb. Jordan Davis, 78. That's gonna go up too. This is gonna be this is gonna go up because he's gonna have he's not gonna be like starting obviously, but maybe he will. He's fucking good. I don't even know.
He'll definitely be a back or like second line or whatever.
We'll figure it out. That's the beauty of dude. We are at that. I don't want to say this. We're at that sort of in that 2017 mold of a defensive line where we're not too old. We have some aging guys, but we have a lot of young guys, and we just have a lot of legs and we just have a lot of bodies that we can rotate in and out, and they're all going to be good. After that
So
Super
deep.
Bowl, we signed like Haloti and Gata and like those other old guys that were looking
Yeah.
to chase a ring, and they just weren't cutting it in that kind of rotational system, even though I thought that that's how it would work. But we're there, 78. Bang. Now, these 3 guys I'm interested in, Sam, all new additions to the team.
Yes.
Actually, all 5 of these guys above Jake
Mhm.
Elliott were all new. But, oh, wait, did I say TJ Edwards was a new addition to the team? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
TJ
read.
Edwards, we were going to talk about next anyways. Like, TJ
Yeah.
Edwards is, I think it's high, but he did have a good year last year. Hopefully he reciprocates and does the same job that he did last year. I thought he was very, very good last year for the role that we had. I mean, it was a very low bar for linebackers in terms of the Philadelphia Eagles, and he filled the job. He filled the hole pretty nicely, I thought.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I like him a lot, and I think Kaiser White is going to be a very complimentary piece
Yes, I
in
agree.
that, defensive backfield. I mean, 79 overall. Victor Williams himself said that this is too low.
Oh, really?
He said this is too low. This is disrespectful.
Huh.
Which is interesting.
I feel like it's fine. Maybe I thought it was a little high, but
High for Kaiser.
yeah,
We'll see. We'll see.
we shall see.
I'm high on him. I'm high. I mean, look at those stats, man. 84 speed.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a
91
linebacker. Yeah, acceleration.
accuracy. I'm just trying to think of like all what to say for them all to be wrong. Like,
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Well, you skipped Jaquiski Tart.
Oh yeah, you're right.
79. Good.
Fine.
Moving on.
Where did we get him from?
Oh fuck! I think he was on the Saints. Yeah, he was on the Saints. I want to
okay.
say. I think he was a free agent.
Nice.
I've always liked him. He's got a fun name.
He does for sure.
Mhm. And he gives quarterbacks fits. Avante Maddox, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham. Go
I feel like
Birds.
those are
I mean,
good ratings, and those are fine.
they're fine. I mean, I'm sad to see Brandon Graham at an 80, but he is an 80.
But he didn't play it all last year. Yeah.
Exactly. So he's getting up there.
It's fine. That's fine. Let's go to the long-awaited page 1. We're gonna scroll down so we don't see. All right. So Anthony Harris, safety number. He's 80. He's 80 overall. How are we feeling about that?
No, it's fine. That's
I
fine.
think that's okay.
It's about how I feel about our safeties in general. I feel about an 80. So the fact that they're all rated around there.
Well, if we
feels
get that
about
guy
right.
from the Bengals, what's his name? Tate?
Oh.
Huh?
Now that would be so Howie to go get that. Grant, I could say about he could make that move, and then another guy would become available, and I would say, getting him would be so Howie because that's what he does.
Yep.
He goes and gets him.
That's it, man. Miles Sanders, 82 overall. What do we think?
Fair.
Yeah, he's got 65 awareness, I think. I think that's what that says, right?
Yeah,
awareness. No, that's catching. Awareness is 82, which seems high.
Damn. Can't argue there.
Yeah, seems high.
James Bradbury poached him from the Giants. They didn't appreciate him. Just kidding. They loved him, and we told them that on Twitter all the time that he's trash, that he's not good. Then we signed him, and it flipped. Eagles fans going, this guy's sick. He's up there, number 2 in, I want to say zone pass coverage, just behind Darius Slay.
Yeah.
We're in the mix. We've got a quality cornerback. This is the best cornerback tandem we've had in a long time.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Even at 82, which is not, it's not setting the world on fire numbers wise, but it's a lot better than what we've had in the past. So I'll take that.
Agreed. Hassan Reddick.
Temple, baby.
Yes.
Go Owls.
82. How do we feel about that? I feel like that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. We've got 82 overall. He's got 87 speed. He's got 89. Wait, what is that? 89. 89 acceleration, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think this is a good one. This is a good rating. What do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's more than fair, and I think he's going to be He's just going to be part of that defensive line that's going to fuck people up, and it's going to be incredible.
Oh,
and we moved to we moved from Hassan Reddick to Devontae Smith, 83 overall. Fair.
Very fair. Yeah,
very
I think that's
fair.
good.
Just get ready to. I mean, keep it like if you're the Madden guy that inputs the ratings, keep his tab pinned because you're going to be updating that as the season goes on. You're definitely going to have to be constantly updating that, probably on a weekly basis, as he and 99 overall Jalen Hurts go absolutely ballistic.
This next one, Javon Hargrave at 84, I feel like is low.
It's so low. I would put him at maybe like 86, 87.
That's what I was going to say, 87. Yeah.
He's so good, so dominant inside. It's really something great to watch. So yeah, again, keep that pin.
Keep that pin for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully he did, because the first year that we had him, he like wasn't very good, and then last year he was very, very good. So, I think that's low. But let's move on to Dallas Goedert, number 85 overall.
Low.
I think that's fair.
Low. Top 5 tight end in the NFL.
Yeah.
Maybe
but
top
the tight
6
ends
if you want to get nitpicky.
But you take a look at Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey is going to be a 99, and I don't know what's that guy from Waller from the Raiders. He's up there, so you got to compare him with those guys. I feel like he's a couple tiers down from
Oh,
there.
this
So
is fucked up, dude. I'm looking. Fuck this. He's 8th. They got
8th.
He's 8th. Travis Kelce's 98.
Oh wow.
George Kittle 97. Mark Andrews 93.
Yeah,
from the Ravens. Darren Waller 91, of course, like you said, from the Raiders. TJ Hawkinson 89.
No.
Kyle Pitts 87.
I forgot he was a tight end.
Fuck that. Mike Gesicki.
No.
He's good. He's not better than Dallas Goedert. And here's how this happened. It's because of Zach Ertz. I blame Zach Ertz for this.
Really?
Dallas. It's because Dallas Goedert just hasn't been able to shine for a full season yet as the number one option. Then you take a look at his target rate. It was like obscene. It was like an elite level target rate for Dallas Goedert after Zach Ertz left. So 85. I mean, that's crock of shit. I mean, that's bullshit. If you're gonna put TJ Hawkinson at 89, they're just trying to throw Detroit a bone at that point. That's the only one I really have a problem with, I think.
Yeah,
that's a lie,
I
actually,
agree.
except for the next one.
Yeah, AJ Brown is the next one he's the third highest rated player for the Philadelphia Eagles. He is 87 overall, which is, I think, low. I think he should at least be a 90. Don't you think?
A 90. You know, I don't disagree. I want to look at this. Where's the
receivers and stuff?
Yeah, I want to pull up the receivers. Don't just show me offensive players. Show me receivers. Why would I care about offense?
Like, while you find that, I'm gonna just look at the he's got 91 speed, which I think is good. Acceleration is great. 77 strength, I feel like is fair. Agility 87, I feel like is low. Awareness 95, that's great. Catching 88, I mean, I feel like that should definitely be higher. I've seen him make some spectacular catches. And yeah, he should definitely be higher. And so I'm looking now, and I think I bump up those two categories a couple points. That would probably make him like an 89 or something. Maybe even a 90. I don't know. But I feel like that should be a higher rating.
This list is so lame.
Let's hear it. Who's ahead of him?
Oh, my God. So many people. Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin on fucking Washington, Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Michael Thomas, DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Adam Thielen, Jamar Chase is tied with him at 87.
Okay, so those last like 6 or 7 players that you named, he's better than all of them.
Yes. Yes. He's at least a top 15 wide receiver. At least the top 15 wide receiver.
What is he ranked in that thing? Like,
he's
what
at
number
19, or I guess kind of like tied for 18 with Jamar Chase.
That's stupid.
I mean, but here's the thing also, Jamar Chase is too low.
Yes, I agree.
Debo, like,
He's better than Debo.
Terry McLaurin, too high. Amari
Too high,
Cooper, too high. Tyler
Yep.
Lockett, too high. Michael Thomas, he's washed, too high. Debo Samuel, too low.
You
He's
think?
really cool. He's
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
He's fun to watch.
Interesting.
But he's like more like but I guess just ranking receivers, I wouldn't throw him that high. But he's more than that. That's not the point. AJ Brown is a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. We know this. His last QB was Ryan Tannehill.
Interesting.
And they paid Derrick Henry, of course. They paid Ryan Tannehill before him even. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
So he's low. AJ Brown, moral of the story. He's low rating. Then we go to Fletcher Cox, 88 overall, which I think is fine. I think that's good. He's progressed the last 2-ish years. He was in the 90s, if I remember correctly. I feel like that's a good rating. 88 overall. That's fine. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable. I would like to see him higher in that I would like him to be a better player that would then warrant that rating.
Yes, fully. I agree.
But, that's just kind of the way it goes. Hopefully, he has a little bit of a bounce back year. He was kind of non-existent at times.
Seamus G is telling us that he was a 91 to start last year. And I think that that's a fair 3-point regression.
Incredibly fair. And then we close out with Darius Slay.
Number 1 overall, Darius Slay. He's 92 overall.
92 overall. That throws him at number 4 out of all corners. Ahead of him, only Jalen Ramsey at 98, Jair Alexander on the Packers 94, and Trey White 93 from the Bills. And I think that's actually a pretty fair. I
think that's good too.
I think that's very fair.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm very curious to see where Trayvon Diggs falls on that list.
Let me take a look here.
I'm very interested because
because
I always get him and the linebacker for the Cowboys from Penn State. What the hell is his name?
Micah Parsons.
I get the two of them mixed up all the time.
Trayvon Diggs for the Cowboys is 18 with an 84 overall.
That's good. Okay, that's fair. I thought they were going to grossly overrate him. But
that's what I expected, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a good rating. I think they saw past the hype and the interception number or stat line.
I mean, yeah, he was literally like he's the most boomer bust guy. He had 11 picks, but gave up almost like a record-setting season against wide receivers.
Yeah,
he was bad. He was that's how he got all those picks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that does it for the Madden NFL 23 player ratings for the Philadelphia Eagles. More or less, on average, pretty solid.
Well, before we get done with the ratings, do you want to give a prediction for Jalen Hurts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're gonna give Jalen Hurts probably 79.
79? Damn.
Maybe 82.
I was gonna go with 82. Is what I was gonna go with.
Those are my two options there, 79 or 82. But 79 will be my official entry.
Then I'll go down one. I'll go 81. Will be my official.
Oh, you sneaky fuck.
Yeah.
So when he eventually gets 80, it's a stalemate.
Yes. It'll be like the draft all over again. We both got our guys.
I just can't. God damn it, Sam. We got our man.
Yeah.
Oh,
it happened the way we wanted it to, but it happened. So.
Hey, as long as it happens.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game. And you know what, Sam? This episode happened.
Yes, it did. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. My name is Sam Glavin. You can follow me at SamGlavin06 on Twitter. You can follow my fellow wartime consigliere, Ryan Conway, at Ryan Conway 76, and our illustrious producer, Shamelessly SG on Twitter. Follow the Wolves of Broad Street on all the social medias at Wolves Abroad ST. Check out thelibertyline.com where all those cool blog posts that they do over there. And they do some cool t-shirt stuff too over at Rush Order Tees, which is pretty cool. Check out the Liberty Line on Twitter at LibertyLinePHL. Big shout out to Drew Smith and Victor Williams for letting us yell and scream on their platform. Seamus G, close us down.